In this short video, I'm going to take you through the SCRUBIT pre-opportunity qualification model and show you how we've instrumented it within Salesforce. First of all, some background on the challenges. We don't observe a lot of process and structure for that very important initial discovery call with the prospect. One SDR does it one way, another SDR does it another way. It's all over the map. There's no consistency. We also see incomplete qualification, meaning that all of the questions that need to be asked before you can decide whether something's qualified or not are not being asked. We need to ensure the completeness. We also don't see standardized scoring, meaning that there's got to be a way to score each leader contact in a consistent way and have that score accurately reflect the likelihood to close for that opportunity. And all of these challenges result in a few things. Number one, this tension between the account executive and the SDR, where the SDR is arguing, hey, this is qualified. The account executive is saying, really? Why? Show me. I don't have all the information. I don't believe you. There's a lot of wasted time on poor opportunities, where 6 months later you look back and wonder, wow, why did we even get involved in this deal? There's lower SDR morale because without a consistent process and structure that makes it easy to execute these first calls, you get a lot of attrition and frustration. And it takes longer for SDRs to ramp up. A new SDR without a structured process for those first calls is going to take a lot longer to get productive. So we've introduced SCRUBIT, a new qualification model that fills the gaps out there for some of the models that exist. For example, BANT or ANIM, that are good, but they're not complete because they miss some elements. For example, source. Where did the lead come from? Very important to know that. Who's the competitor in the deal? This could really change the complexion of an opportunity. Requirements. What are the requirements? How acute is the pain? But distinct from requirements is use case. Is there a clean fit with one or more of the overall use cases? If there is, that's much higher likely to close in the future than if there isn't a clean fit with an established use case. Who's the buyer and what's their role in the sales process? And this one's very important. Interest in next steps. This is really, what is their urgency? And this is a great indicator of how serious they are if they're interested in meaningful next steps. And then finally, timeline. Is there a set time frame to make a decision? What's the compelling event? All of these things can be understood by an SDR if they ask the right questions in 15 to 20 minutes on a first call, but none of it matters unless you can instrument it within Salesforce, and that's what we've done. We've built the SCRUBIT model directly into Salesforce. It guides the first call. It's a complete guidance system, if you will, to that structured qualification process. It has best practices for example questions that keep the call moving and that build trust with prospects. If you ask the right questions, then you can build that trust. It has a completeness wizard to show you how much of the qualification you've completed and what's missing before you end that call. And then finally, there's a consolidated notes section for each area of the qualification. You can take notes and then it will consolidate that together into the opportunity notes once the opportunity is created. So let's take a look at what this looks like actually in Salesforce. Here's Mark Anderson, the VP of Enablement. We can see how far we've come in the sales process where it's sales accepted lead. This one has actually already been completed. We can see 100%. It exceeds the threshold of 70 out of 100. It's an 84. That means now this button shows up, which means we can create an opportunity out of it. This button would not show up until that score is exceeded. And here we can see every element of SCRUBIT in this nice little wizard here, where for each item, you have the questions to ask. You have a notes section here. And this is what guides the call and lets you take these more complete notes now for each step of the discussion. Find out about the buyer's role, find out about the requirements. Again, you can see the notes that were captured here. And you can jump around. So if someone starts talking about competition, you can click over there to competition, gather those notes. And again, it's just a guide for best practices on how to drive that call. Once you're done with the call, then you come back and you're going to pick the best match items for each section. So for example, requirement, you're going to actually select one or more requirements that best fit this. And it's a great training tool also because it shows the kind of things you want to look for versus ones that may not be a good fit for the solution. So it's going to help new SDRs get up to speed faster. And once you've made those selections, then you can, so for example, timeline, we can pick urgent need 3 to 6 months to purchase versus a moderate need 12-month time frame. All of these selections will drive the score. And that's what gives a reliable score now to the AE. Once this gets routed to them, they see all of their SCRUBIT opportunities ranked by score, and they can go after the highest likely to close opportunities first. So thank you for your time today to learn more about SCRUBIT.